Phase 2 isn't about more prayers. Phase 2 is about stronger prayers and deeper authority. And some of us keep asking God to move and do what he already gave us the authority to do. Let's talk about that. Hey, beautiful people. It is Ariel here from My Healing Prescription, a soft place to land for all things healing, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, socially, and yes, financially too. Welcome back to Let Her Cook, another pruning season series where God is removing what no longer serves me, quieting my distractions, and refining my character so that I can sustain every single thing that I've been praying for. Again, friend, this is not punishment. This is just preparation, baby. And instead of me resisting it or even isolating myself, I'm choosing to intentionally walk through it. And I want to walk through it with y'all. Is that cool? So yesterday we talked about faith without works is dead. Today we're going to talk about how to strengthen that faith so that we're not constantly waiting on God to move. We move with him. Okay? So let's get right on into it. So our goal is to go from that asking faith to authority faith. So early on in your faith, asking God for everything is normal. It's 100% normal to ask God to move this, do this, send me this. I'm praying for this. I'm praying for healing. I'm praying for provision and things like that. That's normal to ask him for everything. But mature faith understands that God has already delegated certain things and he has already given us the authority and the power to move a certain way. Like God told us to heal the sick. He told us to cast out the fear. He told us to move in authority, and he told us to speak life, not beg him to do every single thing. Okay. So at some point, God seems like he's not answering because he already told us what to do. He already gave us the authority. He already gave us the power. So we got to move in that. Again, when God give you the ball, you got to move. Okay. So in step 2, we got to speak different. We already know that there is the power of life and death in our tongue. Okay. So we know that when you speak life, you are aligning yourself with heaven. And when you speak death, you are aligning yourself with hell. Right. So faith continues to grow when your words start to align with heaven way more. So in certain instances, it's time that we start speaking to our situation and not speaking about them. So complaining about them to people who can't even help you get back to God in those situations, that's falling on deaf ears. It's like you complaining and keep being sad about a situation when you can actually change your situation. You don't have to sit there. Right. And you also have to remember in the Bible, Jesus spoke to the storm. He didn't pray about it. He spoke to the storm. He said, peace, be still. As a matter of fact, he woke up. Like, why is y'all waking me up? Peace, be still. See, it's done. So a lot of times we keep praying and asking God to move, but God, like, all you got to do is this. I showed you what to do. There are many times, because I've been a victim of this so many times. My financial situation, y'all already know. I talk about it on the daily. OK. But if you keep rehearsing the problem, you're strengthening that fear, not faith. So if you keep complaining about the situation over and over and over and over and over again, you're putting yourself into a deeper hole of not being able to fix the situation. You got to speak to it. I had to speak to my money the other day. I had to speak to my angels. I had to put them on assignment. I had to speak to people and not necessarily speak about the situation anymore. I've gotten tired of speaking about my situation. It's time to speak to it. Okay. So number 3, this is where I need you to fake it till you make it. Okay. This is the act before you feel confident. Do it anyway is what step 3 is about. Faith is strengthened through movement, not certainty. I did not know where this Let Her Cook pruning season series was going to go, but I wanted to be obedient. I wanted to move anyway. I know I haven't done a series in a long time, but I had a desire to do a series. And then when God showed me the situation where I was in this pruning season, he's like, yeah, let's talk about it. And so I wanted to be obedient and I wanted to move anyway. This is just a Samsung Galaxy phone and a tripod from Amazon and a microphone from Amazon. This is not a fancy setup by any means, but I was being obedient and I listened and I moved anyway. I moved to plan out all of these videos without having to do everything last minute, because God can't do nothing with me when I'm burnt out, y'all. He can't do nothing with us when we burnt out. So I decided to be obedient and follow his steps with this pruning season series, exactly how he said it. We aligned me and God. We aligned all of the episodes and everything. So I moved. No matter how much fear I was experiencing in this pruning season, I've been experiencing so much fear and doubt in my abilities to move and do anything. But God has given me and positioned me to receive different opportunities for me to give in spite of, do in spite of. When it came down to my fear of creating, He gave me somebody who bought a huge order to make me create even more. When it came down to pop-ups, he gave me opportunities to do free pop-ups, to go to places. And so it's just like my fear of people and things like that. He has orchestrated every single thing to say, I need you to move. I need you to move. And so at the end of the day, I was lacking confidence, but confidence really is a byproduct of obedience. My confidence is returning because I'm being obedient. So sometimes you're not going to understand why you're feeling certain things unless you move through it. I decided to move through my uncomfortable space of fear. I decided to move through it. And now I'm getting back to / better than before I got into the situation. I feel really good. And that's just for today. So we're going to take that win for today. Okay. But it's something that I want you all to remember is God meets you in motion. Your motion, your movement is where life happens. A lot of us allow life to happen to us. But when you get into the driver's seat of your life and when you speak life into certain situations and when you handle things with authority, that's where God meets you. He meets you in that movement. That's what that works looks like. So that's that faith in motion, faith in action. That's what acting before you feel confident enough to do it looks like. Because essentially waiting to feel ready is delay. That's a delay. And a delay is disobedience. So we need to stop waiting until we feel ready and just do it. It would be normal for me to want to wait until I'm out of the pruning season to talk about the pruning season. But God wanted me to talk about it while I was in it because there was a confidence that he needed to build out of me. There was an obedience that he needed to build out of me. He needed me to hear him clearer, a discernment that he needed to grow out of me, a faith, a level of faith that he needed to grow out of me. So I had to be obedient in this season to do it in this season. I am currently in the pruning season. That's why I'm doing this series. So step 4, it's time to practice obedience in the small things. During this pruning season series is kind of like a medium thing for me because I usually isolate. But what does obedience look like in the small things? We all know that when you go to the gym and you keep working on lifting weights, you build in that muscle because of repetition. So the same thing goes for your mental health. When you keep telling yourself, speaking life into yourself, your emotional health. Same thing, you grow in muscle memory to tell you, hey, no, I don't like the way we spoke to ourselves. Let's speak kinder, speak nicer. I don't like the way we spoke to them. That self-awareness. We're growing. You got to do the same thing spiritually too. Your faith needs to be worked out through repetition. Your faith muscle needs to grow through repetition. So saying yes to the small things builds trust for God to give you those bigger assignments. Right now, God keeps giving me little money to make ends meet, but he's giving me assignments right now and seeing how I'm going to do with my obedience as far as listening. So if I could listen to him while I'm in a space where I don't have the money to live the way I want to live, if I'm obedient in that space, he already know that he can take me when I do have the money. He can take the foundation that we created of me being obedient and intentional. He can take that and exponentially grow that. He knows that because 1, he sees my heart. And 2, he also has been there when I cry. He's been there through every tear. He sees every single tear, every single prayer. He's heard me. Whether he acted on it or not, he's heard me. Okay. And so it's just like you have to be okay with saying yes to those little things that look like they're not going to add up, but they do, because God is seeing what you're going to do with the little things before he gives you the big things. And we keep hearing people say, well, what did God last tell you to do? And we keep thinking it's these big things, write the book or join the club or leave your city or something like that. We keep thinking about those things, but this is the profound part that God spoke to me before I sat here to do this video. He already told us what to do, and it's in the Bible. A lot of times it's not those major things, pack like you're ready to move, or get rid of these items if you're actually ready to move, or make room in your closet if you're ready for your man. Like a lot of times it's not those grand things. It's the little things. If you're experiencing fear, I already told you could cast it out. If you're experiencing financial drought, I already told you that I'm Jehovah Jireh, your provider. Speak life into those situations and stop praying about them. Your faith requires your participation in this season. So you have to stop praying about certain situations, and you now have to step into a space where I know too much now. I gotta speak life into this situation. I have to tell this mountain to move because God told me I can do that. Okay. And we keep waiting for more revelation. We keep waiting for more confirmation. We keep waiting to hear, brother, you got a word for me, sister. You got a word for me. Please pray for me. Pray for me. We keep waiting on those little things, but we don't need no more revelations and confirmations. We need follow through. We need to start moving. In the words of Mellow Bucks, move. Okay, we have to move. And so it's just time to stop sitting and waiting and start moving, because our faith is strengthened in that movement. That's good. That's so good. That's so rich. Number 5, when it comes down to outsourcing, we like to outsource when it comes down to sometimes we don't have the capacity. So we ask somebody else to do it, or we pay for someone else to get it done out of convenience. This time we got to stop outsourcing for our spiritual authority. God literally planted this in us. He planted this in us. It's in us already. It's in you, not on you. So sometimes people can't pray for you about everything. Everybody can't pray for you forever. You got to do it yourself. God told me to do it. You do it. I told you what to do already. You do it. You know how to do it. When he said you do it, that gave me a confidence like, wow, he trusts me to do it, 1. And he knows that I can do it, 2. So why don't I believe that I can do it? Like, there literally comes a point in time where God says, you know too much now. You know enough. I'm not telling you, you know everything, but you know enough. You know how to change your situation. You do. And I'm not talking about for me right now. I'm not talking about, you know how to change your situation. You know that you can go get a job. You know that you can do. No. You know that you need to speak life into your finances. You need to speak life into your heart. You need to trust that when I say forgive, I'm not telling you to forgive for the sake of them. I'm telling you to forgive because we got places to be and things to do. You know what to do already. You're experiencing spiritual warfare right now. You can't even go to sleep. You're experiencing mental turmoil. You're having nightmares. You already know what to do. Cast out fear. Cast out the demons. Speak to it. I already won the battle, but you sometimes have to tell the battle that I won. You sometimes have to tell the battle, look, my daddy already won this for me. So y'all can wrap this up if y'all don't mind. Okay. If y'all don't mind, let's speed this up. Like, you have to step into authority. You can't sit down the whole time. This second phase requires your participation. This second phase requires you to stand up a little bit and stand 10 toes down on it. So we got to stop running to people and looking for confirmation, and instead stand on what God already told you, showed you, and put in you. And something we need to understand, community supports faith. Having those small groups, having the church, having the Bible study, that supports your faith. But it doesn't replace our personal authority. God gave us the authority. And when we get into community, when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, yes. But there are some situations where it's a you and God thing. And that's where he needs you to stand instead of sitting. That's where he needs your participation. Because sometimes, again, it's just a you and God thing. Now, number 6, when it comes down to our prayer life, sometimes we get so caught up in the situation that we're coming from a place of desperation and not victory. It's almost like we forget that he already won the battle and the war. And when you pray out of desperation, that kind of like drains your faith. It's like a drag. It's like, Lord, I need you. But he's telling you to get your authority back. He's telling you to get your power back. When you speak and pray out of authority, that's calm, that's grounded, that's peace. That's, God, I know it's already won. I know it's already done. Again, that's easier said than done. I get it. I'm going through this right now. I get it. But I'd rather be in a space of calm and peace and grounded than in a space of feeling rushed or angry or desperate. Because then it's like you're putting out desperate energy into the universe or whatever, however you want it. But you're putting that energy out there when you need to be calm and grounded. No, God already won this. I don't need to be panicking. God is not panicking. So what are you panicking for? Because he doesn't even move by you being panicked. He moves when you're in alignment. So if God is not panicked, you can't be panicked. And that's what alignment looks like. That's what standing in your authority looks like. And this is going to be my favorite. Number 7, when you finally step into authority and make your mind up like, no, I'm in control. I got this. I can do this. God gave me the power. God gave me the authority. Let's get it done. When you finally step into that, you have to expect resistance, because that looks like the enemy is like, oh, she moving now? Oh, let's see what she gonna do. And then you stand on it. He can't go for that. Can't go for that. No, can't do what they say. So when you experience that resistance, know that it's confirmation. It's not denial. It's not, God, you said to move in authority. Why are you picking on me? It's not him. It's because the enemy don't want you to get to where God told you to move to. So now you are literally fighting battles. But again, God already won. So when you experience that resistance, do not retreat. Do not go back. Keep moving forward. Keep pressing forward, because God applauds you and respects you and moves forward with you. He's right there. He honors your forward movement. Keep moving. And when you think of where you are spiritually, when you face opposition, where does your faith lie? Like when nothing changes the way that you want it to be, or when nothing seems to go the way that you want it to go, where does your faith stand or lie? That's a question that you got to ask yourself, because that shows you how much strength you actually have when it comes to your faith. Because when the enemy starts moving, you got to be firm and planted to say, nah, no, can't do. And this is what I plan on talking about tomorrow. So this is going to be when God is up to something. He's getting silent and God is up to something. That means you need to start paying attention a little bit more. Okay, so your faith is being strengthened now, and you're starting to pay attention to the signs. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about a couple of signs, okay? And knowing when God is up to something. Again, phase 2 is where God says, you know what? I trust you now. So let's move. I trust you now. I see what you're doing with the little yeses. Let me give you the big dogs now. And sometimes when God says, I trust you, that looks like no hand holding. That looks like walking and standing in your authority and in your power. So something I want you to think of this week is, I told you yesterday, when God gives you the ball, but what if you already had the ball? What if God already gave it to you? So what area have you been asking God to move in, but he's just waiting on you to stand firm in it and speak life over your own situation, speaking to the situation and not about it? This week, I want you to focus on not asking, but declaring, not waiting, but moving. So again, don't ask. Declare it. Speak life over it already. It's done. Don't wait. Don't wait on God. God has already moved ahead. It's time for you to catch up with him. All right. I can't wait to see y'all for tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about. God is up to something. Another episode. We made it through another episode of Letting Her Cook, a pruning season series. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay. I love y'all. Peace.